Welcome, Yo Bro Nation, to the best of the best countdown. This is your top 10 countdown here on the Yo Bro Nation YouTube channel. Of course, I am your host. I am Zach. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome back. So yeah, I missed a week ago. A 2-week, 3-week hiatus due to illness. I'm telling you, these late winter, early spring things, they really do kick your ass. They do. But I want to welcome everyone back in. How is everybody? So I'm just, you know, it's funny, my camera was working fine a minute ago, and now it's all fading. I don't know, maybe it's the bitrate. Maybe it's the CPU. I don't know. But it's all, it is what it is. I'll just buy a different camera and I'll use it. That's what I'll do. But how is everybody? I'm here for my best of the best countdown. I'm hyper today. It's raining outside. It's just one of them days. It is seriously just one of them days. But this countdown is the top 10 Intercontinental Championship matches at WrestleMania ever. The top 10, and it's funny, there's only been 21, so I didn't really have a lot to really choose from anyways. But before I get into that, it's plug time, because I don't know if anyone notices, but I'm wearing a shirt. I'll stand up a little bit. I'm wearing my Yo Bro Nation t-shirt, or my Yo Bro Gaming and Reviews, the classic tee. Finally came in. I had to wear it. I'll probably be wearing this sumbitch for a few days. Still ain't over this illness completely. But let's go ahead and let's just get into what I need to get into. First of all, Patreon. Patreon.com/Yo Bro Nation. 6 tiers to choose from. You guys, like I said, I'm not going to push Patreon as much as I used to. It's not what I find to be as important as I do other things. But you guys will have Ask Us Anything Q&As, behind the scenes vlogs, Monday morning creative exclusively on the channel, AEW coverage exclusive. You guys can just go basically check it out. If you like what you see, it's there. Now, since I'm wearing my t-shirt, I want to plug this stuff. Patreon. TeePublic. You guys can go buy our new Yo Bro Nation t-shirt merch. Oh, it's more than t-shirts, but these are just some of the t-shirts. You got the new Yo Bro Mania shirts. Mine is actually on the way. I'll probably wear it for WrestleMania because, you know, I that's why I got it for Yo Bro Mania. You guys got the Yo Bro Nation Queen t-shirt. You guys got the one that's representing the vets. Of course, you got the classic one. You got a best of the best countdown t-shirt. You know, that's the show today. So you guys got all this stuff. And there's hats, there's bags, there's, you know, wall things you can hang up on the wall, posters, different things, lots of different things on the TeePublic store. But I love this shirt. I love this shirt probably more than I do the one that I have, my Recess Never Gets Old shirt. I think I like this one better. It's just me. It's just how I feel. So, oh, I'm a silly boy. I don't know. So yeah, let's go again in this. This is, like I said, this is your countdown. Oh no, hold on. Yo Bro Gaming 1 on Twitter. Facebook is Yo Bro Nation. Those are free. You guys can also like, share, and subscribe this video. If you like what you're seeing so far, just for the hell of it, hit the like button. Please, please, please. I would love for my like buttons to be hit. Stick it in my like button. So, oh, it is just one of them mornings, guys. You know, it's funny, the weather, how it can just kind of drain you. How it just drains the piss out of you, you know what I mean? Speaking of having the piss drained out of you, Yo Bro Nation, the podcast. That's up on the channel. Went up Thursday night. You guys can go and check that out. I actually talk about the rumored 8-hour WrestleMania. Fuck. 8 hours. I get into that. That's on the channel. You guys can also... tomorrow will be my best of the best WrestleMania countdown. My top 10 WrestleManias. Two of those will be up tomorrow's number 4 and number 3. Yeah, 4 and 3 will be up on the channel tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Retro Rewind, that's also on the channel. That will be up a little bit later today. You guys will be able to watch that. Gonna be a good one. You guys can check that out. There's lots of stuff. All that stuff. It's on the channel. Go check it out. Gotta love it. Okay, so yes. Top 10 Intercontinental Championship matches at WrestleMania. Love it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with number 10. Now look, I've had issues in the past with people asking, well, how do you determine what's what and this and that? So, how am I determining this? Well, number 10 through 1 is based on 1, how well did I like the match? Fan response. Now, all of these are considered, like, I've went through multiple lists. Multiple lists just trying to gauge what other people are feeling. And I took that into consideration in this one. Most of these are on most people's top 10 lists. There may be a couple that vary. Number 1, number 2, number 3 may vary for different lists. But I'm looking at the quality of the match, who was in the match, and... you know, what was the importance of the match. Now, with the exception of 10, most of these are just purely about the IC title. Yes, Chris Benoit will be on this list. Just be prepared. I am not totally, like, blanking out Chris Benoit because Chris Benoit murdered his family. I'm looking at the match and the guys who were in it with him. So, Chris Benoit's on this list. Just a friendly heads up to everybody, just so you guys know, okay? So... well, let's go ahead and let's get into this. So, number 10, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6 for the World Wrestling Federation Championship and for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, this took place in Toronto, Canada. This was Warrior. He was on the rise. He was, you know, being pushed, you know. The match was... for a Hulk Hogan match and a Warrior match, not a bad match. You know, I went back and I rewatched a few of these, just the ones that I couldn't honestly remember great. The main reason I put this so low is basically because the match quality wasn't there like it was with some of the other matches. Well, pretty much all the matches. That's why this match is so low. Yes, it's Hulk Hogan. Okay. But we all know Hogan wasn't recognized in wrestling for his work. Hogan, that's not what people remember about Hulk Hogan. It's just, that's fact. So, but the match, it was a good match. It was okay. What was the importance of it? Well, the World Wrestling Federation Championship was on the line. That was the main key importance. But these were two guys, neither one whose wrestling skill, their wrestling acumen, is what they were known for. But they were both wildly popular. Obviously, Hogan won, you know, Warrior 2. Just, that was the pecking order of WWF in the 80s. Everyone was going to be usurped by Hogan. But Hogan did the job in Toronto. Warrior went on to have a year-long title run, almost a year, and then Hogan would win the championship back at WrestleMania 7 from Mr. Sergeant Slaughter. So, you know, the match, even though the wrestling's not there, it's still interesting. Hogan was a baby face. Warrior was a baby face. Both men worked as baby faces. I enjoyed the match. I guess there's not much to it. I'm not gonna sit here and give you a description. Warrior won, you know, obviously with his, you know, he would run and splash, his big splash. So I don't like talking a lot about Hogan. So let's just move on. Let's move on to number 9. The 7-man ladder match at WrestleMania 31. Stardust, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, R-Truth, Wade Barrett, Harper, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose. All 7 men were in this match. It was what would open this show. And this, of all the ladder matches, multi-man ladder matches for the championship. You know, take away Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, take away the Money in the Bank matches. This was easily the best of all of those. Now, the reason it's so low on the card is because it's a ladder match. Okay, it's not going to be considered a wrestling classic, but for ladder matches, it was fantastic. A very, very, very fantastic match. You know, and what makes this one stand out, I think, the most, and most people would probably agree, is because for the longest time we thought this was Daniel Bryan's last WrestleMania. You know, he closed out WrestleMania 30 and opened WrestleMania 31. And this looked like it was going to be Daniel Bryan's final match for, you know, like 4 years almost, 3 years. So, it holds that spot because, I mean, it's not as bad now. You can go back and watch it and you're not like, God, what if Bryan didn't get hurt? No, we don't look at it that way now because Daniel Bryan is good. He's good. We don't have to stress about the fact that he can't wrestle no more. No, now he's the WWE champion defending the championship at WrestleMania. So, hey, we got to win, guys. We got to win. But that was, you know, a fantastic match. Dean Ambrose taking that bump, you know, that power bomb by Harper through the thing. I thought the poor guy was hurt. You know, this was also Stardust's, Cody Rhodes' final WrestleMania. You know, and look at what the guy went on and did after that. I mean, it had a lot of good things going for it. It really made people stand out. It was just another match for Dolph Ziggler, though, sadly. But it was good. It was a really good ladder match. Very good. Fantastic, actually. Fantastic ladder match. And I definitely believed it deserved to be on this top 10 list. Scrolling. So let's go to number 8. Number 8, last year's Intercontinental Championship match. It was the triple threat at WrestleMania 34. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and defending champion, The Miz. This one, match quality wasn't exactly great. The fact that Finn Balor wasn't the demon when a lot of us thought he should be, and it opened the show. And it was a great triple threat match. It was one of the absolutely better matches on that card. It definitely got you going. Seth Rollins getting the victory when I think most of us pretty much figured Seth was going to win the championship. You know, I would assume most of us knew that's what was going to happen. So it was a barn burner. I don't know how to describe it. It was enjoyable. The action was good, especially the ending with Seth giving the curb stomp to both guys after the coup de grace was hit. Seth hitting that curb stomp on both Balor and Miz. It had everything you want, and this was during that time where Miz was pseudo face. Oh, I'm doing things right for Monroe Sky. Ultimately, he was still a heel. But it was also that weird transition because they were also in the process of starting to move everyone around, and we had you had the Greatest Royal Rumble going on, and everything was just weird at that time. It was all very weird, and it was just weird. That's the best way I can describe it. Just weird. But I enjoyed the match. It was definitely out of what was a 15 match card. It was like 6 hours. My God, WrestleMania was long. It was definitely one of the more enjoyable highlights of that WrestleMania, alongside with Kurt and Ronda against Stephanie and Triple H. It definitely stood out amongst everything else. So let's move on to number 7. Like I said, I'm not taking a lot of time with this one today. I'm going to get this thing out of the way. I'm just highlighting, okay? I'm not going into these matches in depth like I would if it was like a wrestling review. I'm just highlighting the matches. Why did I like it? What was enjoyable about it? That's simply it. Just to reiterate, in case someone's like, you ain't really telling me what happened in the match. I don't need to. Oh, but about that last match, Seth's attire. Seth's attire coming out with the Game of Thrones theme with the white eye or the blue eyes. Awesome stuff. Miz's attire, worst attire ever. Worst attire ever. Yeah, you had the best and the worst in one match. Number 7. Rob Van Dam versus William Regal at WrestleMania 18. This was also a show opener. And this was also Rob Van Dam's first WrestleMania since coming over after the invasion angle from ECW. Not the greatest match. It's not, but it was entertaining. And I think what helped that match, in my eyes, was the crowd response for Rob Van Dam. I'm being in Toronto with 67,000 people, whether that number was actually true or not. You guys can look it up. It's on Reddit. The WWE's attendance records being falsified or something like that. You guys can see it. It's there. But it was awesome. I thought it was enjoyable. Rob Van Dam showing off his athleticism. William Regal playing that heel role. You know, at the beginning, tries to pull out the knucks. If you guys want my full review on that, you guys can go check out the top 10 list. I did do WrestleMania 18 on my list, so you guys can go check that out. But trying to use the brass knucks and Rob Van Dam getting it, and him having the second set of knucks, and still trying to use it. But Rob Van Dam, the conquering face in his first WrestleMania, it was awesome. It was enjoyable, and that's why it's high up on the list, because it was an enjoyable match. You know, and it was Rob Van Dam. I loved Rob Van Dam. He was a different style of wrestler. He was more akin to what you see now than what you would see back then. So Rob Van Dam kind of was, I guess, a little bit of ahead of his time. You know, so. But the match, like I said, the match, though, wasn't a great, you know, it wasn't going to be your catch-as-catch-can type match. But it was enjoyable. It was something that you could really sink your teeth into, enjoy, and it was a good way for that show to start that year. A very good WrestleMania, actually, that year. So let's go ahead and let's move on to number 6. Number 6, The Rock versus Shamrock, WrestleMania 14. This was still my first exposure to a WrestleMania. You know, it's hard to look back. And you know, how many people forgot the very, very fantastic, that sounds stupid, very, very fantastic. It was a fantastic feud between The Rock and Ken Shamrock. And it's funny because just the other day, Shamrock tweeted out, you know, the chair shot from The Rock that happened prior to this, where The Rock hit him in the head, and Shamrock's like, yo, give it to me! And Shamrock sold the fuck out of that thing. It's funny that was posted up on there. The only reason this match is lower, let me start with this, is because of the ending. Shamrock wins the championship after making The Rock tap, and the decision gets reversed because Shamrock doesn't want to, and then he belly to bellies all the referees, knocks down officials, so the decision's reversed, and The Rock keeps the championship. But the scene of Rock being carted off on a freaking gurney. Why can't I think of that? On a gurney. I'm telling you guys, something's not right in my head. Something's not right. And I'm doing this without notes. For a reason. I'm doing this without notes because I'm exercising my brain. I was told that I need to exercise my brain and eat some asparagus because my memory has been shit lately. If my memory gets any worse, I ain't going to be able to do nothing on YouTube or anything. Schoolwork's horrible. But seeing him getting carted off, and then Shamrock snapping again, and then knocking The Rock off, belt and all, and just making The Rock look stupid. Rock's got blood because he was, you know, belly to bellied enough, and he was hurt, and then his ankle, and him holding the belt up like he did something. he kept it by disqualification. That to me is the best Shamrock ever got in the company. Now, it wasn't his best matches. He had one later on that was pretty fucking good. But I know I say a lot. Just let it go. Let it go, people. I say because it's me processing. My brain's like an old processing system, right? It's like dial-up internet. It takes a minute. And things got a buffer because it's slow. It's a slow processor, so it's going to be like your slow internet. You're going to have the little... That's my brain. That is my brain, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways. This stuff annoys me. But the match was so good. So good. It was such a fantastic story. You know, the cocky heel, The Rock with the Nation. Having his issues with Farouk. Coming in there, you know, and this wasn't their first match. You go back to the Survivor Series in '97, and then they're one-on-one at the Rumble, and then it just built. Going into WrestleMania, you know, that year in Boston. I actually might go back and watch that WrestleMania. You know, looking at it, it was such a good WrestleMania. It's not going to crack my top 10, but it was good for matches like this, and then Austin, and it was just... That, to me, though, was, like, the best match. Best match of the night. What was I on? Number 6, yes. So let's go to number 5. I'm done talking about that. Number 5, William Regal versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 17 for the Intercontinental Champion. Jericho was the champion that year. Poor William Regal. 2 IC title matches, back-to-back years, and lost in both. 1 year as the challenger, 1 year as the champion. It was a very good WrestleMania, though. That WrestleMania 17 was the best WrestleMania I think they've ever had, and I don't think nothing's ever come close, and nothing will ever come close to that. Ever. So, Chris Jericho was the only champion that night to retain his championship, which made that match stand out even more. Plus, Jericho, you know, just with the build up to it, Jericho pissing in the tea kettle as Regal's about to drink his tea. He besmirched tea time. He disrupted it. He disgraced it. And then the match, man, Jericho worked great with Regal. These two guys, both vets from WCW. What a fantastic match. Such a fantastic match. That is why this match is as high as it is anyways, because the match is so good. I honestly can't tell you how awesome that match was. It's just that good. It is. Go back, watch this match. On a match, I mean, there's not really a bad match, even if you go to Test and Eddie Guerrero that night. And maybe it is just because it was that WrestleMania, and that WrestleMania is so fantastic, that's what sways me into this direction. But even so, it is such a good match. A very solid match. And this isn't even the end of that rivalry with these guys. It keeps going. And then the finish, you know, Jericho hitting the lion salt and getting the victory. It's awesome match. Awesome match. And I'm telling you guys, you need to go back. You need to go back and you need to watch it. It is such a good match. I loved it. We'll move on to number 4. Number 4, Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit, WrestleMania 2000. This was the double. It was. I forgot exactly how they described it. I didn't really have to go back and watch this one because I remember this match quite well, actually. But it was 2 matches in one, a 2-fall match, and the European title was on the line, and the Intercontinental title was on the line. The IC title was on the line first, and then the European Championship. So I'm going to lump it into one because they all consist of one match. Now, this, you know, was all three men's first WrestleMania, so they had that. This was, of course, WrestleMania 2000. There was not a single one-on-one match except for one, Terry Reynolds and the Cat, and God, was that match bad. But anyways, out of all these matches, you could, you know, the main event was pretty damn good too. But all these matches were so good, so good. And then this match, you know, with the stakes of both, you know, because Kurt Angle's the Eurocontinental Champion. Man, I don't even know. Just go watch it. You know, I'm not saying that it's the best match I've ever seen, because obviously there's still 3 other matches on this list. But it was good, and it was such a good way for all 3 men to start. Poor Kurt Angle, though. Poor Kurt Angle didn't have a good night. Whoa, my microphone. I need to find something to help my microphone stay. Just, I mean, go back. Watch this match. Chris Benoit won the first fall. Jericho won the second fall. And these men took it to each other. And they all worked so well, whether it was Kurt versus Jericho or if it was Angle versus Benoit, which was way, way underappreciated. Those guys, I mean, fantastic feud with those 2 guys. And then this was the starting point. And the match quality of this match, the match quality was so good. Just go and watch it, man. Go and watch it. And the near falls, I was still new to watching wrestling on a full-time basis at this time. I'd only been watching a couple years. And then I remember going to my Aunt Tina and my Uncle Jahns. Shout out, Sammy, to your mom and your dad. Going there and watching the show. I was so excited because it's like, it's WrestleMania 2000. It's going to be the greatest wrestling show ever. And it took place at the height of the Attitude Era in the year 2000. Their most profitable year until recently. And that match was, oh, it had me on the edge of my seat. And it was a long day. I remember the pay-per-view providers had this thing running all day, top best things with WrestleMania. Like, they made it like this was the 30th anniversary or 20th. Sorry, guys, I'm coughing. But it was so good. It was so good. I mean, again, I'm probably going to say this a lot the rest of this video. Go and watch these matches. Go watch these and enjoy them. They're fantastic matches. Really, they are. This match, just, it is what, you know, this made Benoit, Angle, and Jericho stars in the WWE that night. They didn't need ladders. They didn't need any gimmicks. Just those 3 guys doing what, honestly, they were doing better than everyone else in the company at that point in time. Just, they killed it. I shouldn't have said that. They tore the house down. Okay, I can't say they killed it because that's obviously going to come off offensive to some people, considering Chris Benoit. So, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. Just go watch the match, alright? Number 3. Excuse me. Roddy Piper versus Bret the Hitman Hart at WrestleMania 8. I think this was my most previous WrestleMania countdown, and this match was a match of gamemanship. You know, you had Piper teetering on the edge of being a heel. You had Bret Hart, who was just like, I ain't here for funny business. I'm here to win the championship. And then just the 2 interactions. Piper, you know, winning the championship after the mount. He got the title from a very sick Bret the Hitman Hart. Holy golly. I feel like that tickle in your chest. I probably just need a drink. I'm going to power through the rest of this. I'm almost done here. Brett, you get color in the match with Brett bleeding. Piper, again, just throughout the match, just teasing whether or not he wants to use, you know, he's got the chair at one point, he's got the ring bell, and he's just teasing, but ultimately they just wrestle and give you a fantastic match. And Piper was, you know, at the twilight of his career in WWE at this time, as far as his wrestling went. It was, again, go watch it. Go watch it. And I know, it's like, oh, Zach, you're not really saying much. Because, I don't know, it was good. You know, seeing the two men walking out with each other at the end, you know, Piper helping Bret out. Just the professionalism. And Bret Hart gets a lot of shit now because of what he says. But the man was so good in the ring. And it showed here that even Piper looked like a superstar. Now, don't think that Piper wasn't good, okay? Don't go there. Piper was a fantastic wrestler. All I'm saying is Piper looked even better than he usually would. And this match made him 1,000 times better than what he would be any other point in time. And that was all due to Bret. And it really was. I could have put this number 1, maybe 2. 2 more likely. But these top 3 were so difficult. And I don't know. Bret, to me, was awesome. Awesome match with these two guys. I loved it. But I'm going to move on. I don't have much to say because the match speaks for itself. But number 2. Let's move on to number 2. Everyone knows this one. This easily could have been the number 1 match on this entire list. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10 in the ladder match. The ladder match of all the ladder matches. How many kids grew up watching this match and just thought to themselves, man, I want to do this. This is what I aspire to do. You take a guy like Zack Ryder, who won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 32 in a ladder match. Not on this list, but for him, after the match, getting to watch Razor Ramon hold his Intercontinental Championship and celebrate with him was a huge deal. You know, because Zack Ryder, he was there. He was in the crowd. And that was, for him, you know, one of those moments that made him want to be a wrestler. Now, I obviously did not watch this match, but I liked wrestling when I first started watching in 1998. I can't believe it's been 20 years this year. 20 years this summer. 21 years. Holy fuck. It's already been 20 years. 21 years this summer. I've been watching professional wrestling. Solid. Without the breaks outside of when I was deployed. Wrestling not exactly accessible. But, you know, I was a fan. But when I went back and I watched WrestleMania 10, it made me want to do this way more than I had prior to that. This made me love professional wrestling. And tomorrow, WrestleMania 10 is actually one of the videos going up tomorrow. So I'm going to be watching this match in its entirety. And you guys are going to be able to see it. And get my full-on review of this match. It is one of those that really stuck with me. Really made me appreciate wrestling. The story behind it. Both men claiming to be the champion. You know, Shawn came back from a suspension. No, I'm the champion. I'm the real Intercontinental Champion. But Razor had the belt. So they're like, screw it. We're going to both wrestle each other in a ladder match. And yes, they went and had another ladder match in 95 at WrestleMania. Or at SummerSlam. But it was never what this one was. It'll definitely be one of my top 10 SummerSlam matches for sure. But it was awesome. Go watch it, okay? I repeat it. Go watch it. So we're gonna move on to number 1 though, because as good as that match was, this match I think was better. Not with the gimmick, but just the pure wrestling and the 2 men who were in it and everything that those 2 men did. Okay, I don't have to. I'm not going to talk much on this match that we just did because I have to do a review and I want to save things for it. But number 1, WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh yeah! This easily is number 1 on everyone's list. These 2 men went out there for 20 plus minutes and gave you such a fantastic story. Screw whether the attendance record was real or not. All 70 to 90,000 people who were in that building that night were all invested in this match. They were all just paying attention. And this is something that started building a year earlier at WrestleMania 2 when George Steele took on Savage. And it started building from when those 2 started feuding up to this point. Randy Savage was a fantastic heel in the WWF. He was the personification of Intercontinental Champion of that time. He was perfectly put into that position, and the match that these 2 put on was amazing. Nothing like it. It was just amazing. Amazing. I stutter because I can't put into the words how good this match was. How fantastic, awesome, great, whatever word you want to attach to it that represents better than good. It was that. And it to this day, to me, could still stand out as not just the best Intercontinental Championship match, but potentially the best ever WrestleMania match. It is what a WrestleMania match is, was, and should be. Go watch it. Just go watch it, okay? I know you guys are sick here. Just shut up. Stop saying that. Go watch it. It's fucking awesome. Go watch it. Alright? If you're an old school head, obviously you know it's great. And if you're a new school head, go watch it. It's that good. Go watch it. Seriously. But that is going to do it for me. That is going to do it for me. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, my sickness is starting to get to me. So, I'm going to call it a day. I'm ending this here. So, thank you one and all for joining me here on my Best of the Best WrestleMania Countdown. I want to thank you guys for coming in, watching this. Tomorrow, 2 more Best of the Best Countdowns. WrestleMania. I said this was WrestleMania, didn't I? No, I'm thinking ahead to tomorrow. This is my Best of the Best Countdown. But tomorrow, number 5, or sorry, number 4, number 3 for my WrestleMania Countdown. You already know WrestleMania 10 is one of those 2. And number 9, WrestleMania 19 is the other one. So, you guys can watch those tomorrow. Retro Rewind is going to be up later today. There was no SmackDown Live review this week, but I did have a NXT review, and I did have a Raw review. You guys can go check those out. Just a reminder, I won't be streaming live until I can figure out exactly what I got to do to get this going better. So, thank you guys. I am done. Remember, you guys can go to Twitter, go to Facebook, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Join our nation here on YouTube, Patreon, TeePublic. Buy the merch. Love this shirt. So, Thank you guys, but that's it. I'm done. I will talk to you all later.